Hi there, students. To preach to the choir. Preaching to the choir. This is an idiom that means you're trying to persuade people who already agree with you. They also have the phrase preaching to the converted, which works in the same way. So giving an anti-war speech to a group of pacifists or a group of Quakers is preaching to the choir. These people are already against war, and you're not going to convince them any more than they are already convinced. So preaching to the choir, trying to make believers out of people who already believe. It's like telling an imam that he should become a Muslim. He is already. Or telling the Pope about how wonderful it would be if he became a Christian. Again, he is already is. So if you're preaching to the choir, you've got the wrong audience. You're saying the wrong, what you're saying you believe in, but you're not going to change anything because these people already support you. I very often get the idea that political rallies where they go around saying, vote for my candidate. Yeah, and they're all saying to each other, vote for our candidate. But these people are already going to vote for the candidate. They need to go out and speak to people who are not converted, who don't agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. You're preaching to the choir. You don't try to convince me because I already believe it. Don't try to convince me about the benefits of speaking a foreign language. I'm very much in favour of them. You're preaching to the choir. So, to preach, to give a sermon, to give a religious speech, particularly in a church, a preacher preaches. To preach, to advise or to recommend. And then the choir is an organised group of singers who sing for a specific church. They even have a specific area in the church where they sit, and they go to sing for their church every week. So if you're preaching to the converted, it's like the priest trying to convince the members of the choir that they should belong to the church's religion. The idea is they already are of that religion, and that's why they go to the church and sing as a choir. So we already suppose that they are enthusiastic believers. So if you're speaking in favour of something that people already believe in, you're preaching to the choir. If you're speaking against something the group you're speaking to already disagree with, again, you're preaching to the choir. Telling me about the benefits of making YouTube videos is preaching to the choir, preaching to the converted. So my next question was, how formal is this? I think I would give it a 5 in formality. You can definitely use it in an informal conversation. You could use it in a semi-formal context. And can you use it in a very formal context? I think you probably need to use a different phrase. You're trying to convince people who already believe. I think in a very formal context I might use something else. Notice as well, to preach is a regular verb. He preached to the choir. He has preached to the choir all day. So If somebody's preaching to the choir, they're trying to convert people who are already converted. So I better not go anymore. I think I'm probably preaching to the choir. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Preaching to the choir.